I'm going to hit go on Facebook and we'll see what breaks, okay?
Well, we're live now.
Alright, I hit the go live button for Facebook Live. We may actually be live on Facebook right now.
I like it. Well, we're definitely live on Twitch right now.
I've got Facebook open on my phone here, and
are we doing this?
It says we're live now. I want to hear. We may actually. Oh, I hear me.
Oh my goodness!
I've got Facebook open on my phone here, and let's see if I can hear you. It says we're live now. I want to hear. Oh, I hear me.
It sounds like something.
I hear me. I don't know if I hear you though.
I'm trying to pull it up on my phone. Anyway, for those of you joining us on Twitch, we're trying to get simulcasting going with Facebook as well. You're watching the Level Up Lariat podcast live here on nerdbacon.com. Thanks so much for joining us, everybody. Oh, I see that it's live. Here we go. I don't know why my microphone has been sounding so weird lately. Maybe it's just the angle. Anyway. I have a confession. I had lost OBS for like a quick second as well.
That's why we did, that's why we had to take a second and...
Yeah. Doc Croc is back. Welcome back, Doc Croc.
Oh god, I just need to hear, why is it not picking up desktop audio right now?
Oh, that's right. I can't watch in this. I cannot, I can't watch on the phone webpage. Butts to that. Anyway, this is the Level Up. Oh, Doc Croc can hear and see us. Doc Croc, are you watching us? Well, you're probably watching us on Twitch, yes. We're also trying to simulcast on Facebook as well, so...
That's the idea.
Yeah, that is what's trying to happen. Anyway.
Yeah, it's just not picking up you is the problem.
That's so weird.
That is very weird that I'm not getting that. Oh, I'm gonna fix this. Dave, give us the open here.
Anyway, each week... we cover the finer things in life. That is pro wrestling and video games. We're the only combined pro wrestling and video game talk show that we know of. But to be fair, we don't really watch that many other talk shows. So anyway, I'm Dave the Watchman with nerdbacon.com. And this gentleman trying to fix some tech issues over here is Jevaroth.
Hi, that's me.
Also with nerdbacon.com. It's been quite a... Well, actually, it's been a little bit more of a quiet week this week than some of the past weeks, but that's all right. It's the calm before the storm. This, as Jevaroth let me know before the show began, this is the final show in the month of April 2018. I can't believe that. I can't believe we're going headlong. We're spelunking into May already. Jeff, can you believe this already?
The year is definitely flying, my friend. It is, and this is not okay. I mean, it's, I'm not ready for this right now.
No, it's voodoo. Absolute voodoo. But the weather is finally starting to warm up over here around Nerd Bacon headquarters. The sun is shining. The birds are out there tweeting. The flowers are starting to come up. And with that flip of the calendar to May, that means that we are ever closer to the storm, my friend. That is E3 2018. Ugh, I can almost taste it.
It is so close.
I don't want to dream it yet, but I can taste it on my lips.
You know, yeah, we're just a few weeks from. What's Oh,
I hear me. There we are. I know. I'm so excited for E3 this year. This E3 is going to be bonkers, but enough about that. We got to talk about stuff that we know about right now.
Okay, now that I've got you and me on the stream, done. Live from Nerd Bacon HQ in Des Moines, Iowa, this is Level Up Lariat Podcast, the nerdbacon.com podcast here at twitch.tv/nerdbacon, and now finally, officially broadcasting on Facebook Live on the Nerd Bacon Facebook page as well. I'm Jeff Roth, Dave the Watchman over there, and we cover professional wrestling and video games. In today's episode, we're going to cover two of the biggest releases that came out last week, and perhaps a new player. Second week in a row that a big-time company puts in some strange patents. But first, professional wrestling, and let's start with kind of the way that they started Raw last night, because the wrestling world and the world in general lost a very amazing human being, Bruno Sammartino. He passed away last week. Somebody who I'd always put on the Mount Rushmore of WWF.
Yep.
For the kids, and I feel this is kind of weird to say, he was Hogan before Hogan, but even bigger. I think Bruno Sammartino was one of the most recognizable human beings on the face of the earth back in his prime. And was the face of Vince Sr.'s WWF. And you talk about larger than life icons. It was Bruno Sammartino back in his day.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a tremendous loss. I mean, he lived a rich, full life. Obviously, one of the pioneers of the art of professional wrestling. So it's a sad loss.
And if people haven't seen it yet, there's the Legends with JBL with Bruno. He was one of the most fantastic, one of the most amazing stories, like life experience. Like, he was hiding from the Nazis back in Italy. Like, that was an amazing episode of Legends. So people should go and watch that and just hear Bruno's story, because it's really something special.
Yeah, I will definitely check that out. I don't think I've seen that one yet myself.
He was a fascinating human being, and he was in his early age, 82 when he passed away, battling an illness. So he lasts longer. He lasts longer than most professional wrestlers.
I know. I was just thinking that it's kind of a morbid thing where wrestlers, they just die young for whatever reason. So it's nice to see someone like I said, live a full long life, and you know. Now they've met their end. I guess that's not nice, but you know what I'm trying to say. I'm glad that he didn't die at 40, you know?
Sure, yeah. And people should, I mean, one of the best rivalries of all time is Bruno Sammartino versus Larry Zbyszko. Right. People were calling for blood for Zbyszko, so it was a hell of a rivalry, and yeah, people should rest in peace, Bruno Sammartino.
Indeed.
Now we get... Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, with that being said, I was segueing for you.
Oh, thank you. Let's dive into what the current product has to offer. So last week was the big superstar shakeup. Second year in a row they've done this, mainly to get talent kind of switching between Team Red and Team Blue.
Trying to find spots for people, you know.
Yeah, get fresh faces in fresh places, as they would say.
I'll tell you someone who doesn't really have a purpose right now.
Right. Like, you look at The Miz. You look at something like The Miz. When the brand split happened, he went off to SmackDown and revitalized his career in a way. So this can happen to somebody else in the switch. So I have the lists of who went where up here.
Oh, excellent! Because I will confess, I have not watched wrestling at all this week.
I've dabbled. I get notifications. So I've got, thanks to the fine folks at Cage Side Seats. Here's the list of the Team Raw. So basically, who either came from SmackDown or got called up or just came back. The full list of boos include Jinder Mahal, so Raw wins. So we got Jinder Mahal, Liv Morgan, Sarah Logan, Ruby Riott, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Zack Ryder, Tyler Breeze, Fandango, Natalya, Mojo Rawley, Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre, Baron Corbin, Bobby Roode, Mike Kanellis, Chad Gable, and the Ascension, Connor and Victor, and of course the returning Bobby Lashley. As we get to then Team Blue. I'm looking forward
to the Ascension revitalization, so they can feud with Woken, Matt, and Bray.
That would be fun. I would be way into that.
Anyway, I digress.
Team SmackDown, so who basically either came from Raw or got called up. The Miz, Jeff Hardy, Sonya Deville, Mandy Rose, Samoa Joe, Big Cass. There is Sanity, so Eric Young, Alexander Wolf, Killian Dane.
Yeah, game
I assume
over.
that also means Nikki Cross came with them. She's not listed here, but obviously Asuka's now on SmackDown. The Good Brothers, so the Club came over, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. The Bar came over, Cesaro and Sheamus.
What? So they moved like all the tag teams over to SmackDown.
Yeah, pretty much. R-Truth, Andrade Cien Almas, and Zelina Vega. Again, this is according to Cage Side Seats.
Andre got called up.
Oh, and the iconic duo of Peyton Royce and Billie Kay. They're not on on this list, but I'm sure they got called up too.
Why did they feel the need to stack SmackDown all of a sudden?
Yeah,
that is
I mean,
that's ridiculous.
If you look at this, SmackDown is the clear winners here.
Yeah, like there's no contest at all.
And
I mean, that's cool that Drew McIntyre is back on Raw, but
yeah, and I guess he's playing a heel. I mean, him and Dolph are kind of a tag team now.
It feels like they're trying to kind of relive the Shawn Michaels Diesel dynamic from the
exactly
early
what
90s.
they were saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm sure Michael Cole keeps talking about it over and over every time those two are on WWE television. Do you remember? Man, this gain is way too high. Do you remember Shawn Michaels and Diesel? Every time. I could
they're back.
I could just feel it. I haven't watched since WrestleMania, but I could just feel that's what Cole is doing.
Oh yeah. Oh my.
I hate Michael Cole.
There was a good tag team contest last night. I think it was Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn versus Bobby Lashley and Braun Strowman, which was a fun match to watch. So people should, if you get a chance, go watch that because it was a fun time. Because Braun Strowman, again, here's your reminder: Braun Strowman is the best thing in pro wrestling.
You know, he's the best thing in pro wrestling, but he doesn't really have anything to do. I mean, sticking it with Bobby Lashley is not really going to help him.
It's going to give Lashley a rub, though.
Yeah, it will. I don't know. I'm not excited about Bobby's return at all.
I was. I thought it was cool to see him. As long as you don't put a microphone in front of him, I think he's fine.
Maybe he'll be a Paul Heyman guy.
Maybe. That'd be great. So, I mean, my question is, now that the club's back on SmackDown, are they going to put them with AJ?
I'd be all right with that.
And have him have...
No, because they work better as heels, don't they?
I don't know. I just want to see more of them.
When they're together. Maybe they'll stick them with Shinsuke. That would be interesting.
Samoa Joe coming to SmackDown is a waste, I think, just because he was going to be in a good feud with Roman Reigns, and I was down with that. And then,
I was
just kidding.
That was the one thing that I was looking forward to when you mentioned the name Roman Reigns. It's like, okay, cool. He's going to feud with Samoa Joe. That's going to be a really cool, hard-hitting feud. Yep. Nope, we're just going to stop that dead in its tracks, and now you're on SmackDown, Samoa.
Just kidding.
Yeah, you know they're going to... And we're going to get to, I presume in just a couple of moments, we're getting to the greatest Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia.
Yes. So let's go ahead and preview this. So you had asked a question earlier. So again, greatest Royal Rumbles happening in Saudi Arabia this Friday. It is streaming here in the States at noon.
It's 500 hours.
Yes. According to them, it was like, at least 6 hours?
That is so long.
It is very long. And you asked the question if this is too much. And just after WrestleMania. Oh, God. Make this ad stop. So you had asked if this was too much just after WrestleMania, which was 1,000 hours.
Right. So the Greatest Royal Rumble is supposed to be a 6-hour broadcast, and WrestleMania was what, 7, 8 hours?
I think it's still going.
It's just ending.
Yeah.
That seems like a lot of overkill in my opinion.
I think I'm okay with this because it's not like it's Backlash for 6 hours. It's like this is an international event, and I mean if this was in the States and one of the next pay-per-view like a Backlash was 6 hours, I would agree with you at that point. But because it's at noon here and in a different country, I feel like I'm okay with this because I'll be at work.
I don't have to watch it. So what are they going to do to fill the card for 6 hours?
Well, I have the card here.
Oh, Jesus.
Thanks to CBS. There will be the Universal Champion. This is according to CBS as of right now, subject to change by Friday because of Vince. The Universal Championship is a steel cage match between Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns.
So this is where they're going to put the strap on Roman Reigns. Finally.
I don't know. Yeah. I think will they do this because this way they won't boo Roman Reigns?
That's a good point. That is a really good point.
So I don't know if the Saudi Arabians will boo Roman Reigns. Like we are trained to do.
I really believe that it's going to end up being Roman Reigns on top in this match.
We do get the WWE title match, AJ versus Shinsuke again.
All right. Hopefully that'll be
according
better.
to this, the IC Championship match between Seth Rollins, The Miz, Finn Balor, and Samoa Joe. This seems weird. I don't think this will actually happen because Miz is on SmackDown along with Samoa Joe, and Seth and Finn are on Raw. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
John Cena and Triple H.
Oh, all right.
Undertaker versus Rusev in the casket match. So we're back to Taker Rusev in the casket match, not Jericho.
I need to find out what happened on that. That's weird.
Yeah. So, in storyline, WWE is saying Lana had objected to Rusev participating. Rusev is back after Lana supposedly changed her mind. I don't know. I don't understand. I don't get it. Let's see. The U.S. Championship, Jeff Hardy and Jinder Mahal. Again, they're on different shows, so I don't know what this is going to mean, but I guess Jinder is getting his rematch clause here.
All right.
The SmackDown Tag Team Championship, the Bludgeon Brothers, who are the champions, versus the Usos.
Okay.
This might be a good... I think the Bludgeon Brothers win that one. Just they want to build the Bludgeon Brothers here, so I imagine that will be, Harper Rowan go over there, I imagine. Which I'm okay with. This can't be right because the Raw Tag Team titles is Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt versus The Bar.
Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt versus The Bar. Okay, I expect Hardy and Wyatt to go over on this one.
Because we're still on Raw.
Yeah.
This...
I don't know. It's a weird card.
The Cruiserweight Championship on the line is Cedric Alexander. The champion takes on, we don't know. Alexander will face the winner of a gauntlet match that we held tonight during 205 Live. So whoever wins tonight will go face Cedric. We assume Mustafa Ali should win and get his rematch from WrestleMania. The 50-man Greatest Royal Rumble. They've announced so far Daniel Bryan, Chris Jericho, Rey Mysterio, Kurt Angle, Braun Strowman, Bray Wyatt, Bobby Lashley, Big Show, Kane, New Day, Baron Corbin, Apollo Crews, Shelton Benjamin, Sin Cara, Elias, Chad Gable, Goldust, Titus O'Neil, Mojo Rawley, Dolph Ziggler, among many others. NXT will be there, a couple local talents. No announcement whether the winner will get anything other than a trophy. So this is weird.
Yep, it's weird, and I'm not gonna watch it. So
I will watch it because I want to know what the hell this is. I want to see. I have all the questions. I have one question, which is all the questions.
Well, have fun watching all 6 hours of that. I'll be doing something else with my life.
Well, I don't work Saturday morning, so I'll have Friday night to actually watch all 16 hours of this. So, and there was some controversy because there will be no women on this card because of Saudi Arabian laws.
Right.
And
right.
People obviously don't understand that and took WWE to task about that. And Triple H is saying, no, we can't just go into Saudi Arabia and make them change their policies for us. Like,
don't you love social justice warriors and how totally woke and smart they are?
I mean,
you're being unfair to the women. Well, no, that's just their society. Maybe you should think about that before you start talking about how oppressed everyone is.
Saudi Arabia has
real
laws.
Oppression is like.
Saudi Arabia has laws, whether you agree with them or not, fine, but that's just the way of the world right now. So there'll be no women on this card because of Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll watch it because I just want to see what this is. And it'll be awkward saying, like, when they put all the Rumble stats, all the numbers there, they'll have to now include, this was actually the greatest, so this is asterisk. I don't know. This whole thing seems weird, and I get why they're doing this, though, because they want to they want to get this out. They want to branch out internationally.
Sure.
I get it. This is the reason why they had that big Indian push when they had Jinder as champion. This is why they did the UK tournament.
Jinder is still a champion in my heart.
I know, he is. But this is just more of them getting out internationally.
Yeah. Such is life.
And I think we're still live on Facebook, and people are saying they just missed it, but I think we're still live on Facebook.
Huh. Yes, Doc Croc. Now, suddenly, people are remembering that Saudi is not really friendly towards women.
That's kind of the big wrestling talk we had. That was, we kind of preview the greatest Royal Rumble because I have no idea what to expect because this is a whole new thing for them. Uncharted territory, which I'm down with that. Like, I'm okay with them doing something different. Maybe this is something. Maybe they're testing the waters to see if a proper pay-per-view overseas makes sense. I mean, they had SummerSlam in the UK back in like the 90s with Wembley Stadium. I think this might be them dipping their toe in the can we do WrestleMania over here? Can we do SummerSlam over here? Can we do Survivor Series over here? Maybe they're going that route. I don't know. But I'll tune in because I'm curious.
Keep WrestleMania in the good old USA. I don't want to deal with the weird start time
or
for
Canada.
WrestleMania.
Put in Toronto again.
Put it up in Calgary.
Sure.
Get the Hearts involved.
Montreal, and then have Shawn Michaels be the host.
That would be amazing.
I loved that. There was I think it was No Way Out, 2002 or 3. It was like the first pay-per-view back in Montreal since the screw job, I think. And Shawn Michaels came out, the whole crowd saying, "You screwed Brett! You screwed Brett!" It was funny.
Those are good times. Hey, speaking of something random wrestling, are you getting sick of every time Daniel Bryan is about to go out or have a match, he gets destroyed, either backstage or gets double-teamed or cheap-shotted?
So that just happened.
I know, that's why I was reading. I was reading it. Big Cass attacked him backstage. So basically they're running the same storyline they ran in his match at WrestleMania over and over and over and over again. And even before he was injured, they kind of would run that same storyline over and over and over again.
Very much so. It's rough.
Yeah.
It'll get old fast.
I think it's already starting to get old. I mean, at what point does it really start to feel like they're trying to derail a good comeback?
Yeah. Again, it's a matter of they may have too much talent right now and don't know what to do with all this. Just ask Bobby Roode.
With Daniel Bryan, I mean, you got to decide, is he going to go for a championship at some point? Because I don't think anybody's going to rest until they see a belt around his waist. And if they're not sure, then he just needs to come out and say it.
Could they be setting up let's say Shinsuke gets the title. Are they setting up right now they're going to continue this whole feud now with Miz. And I think now they're continuing the Miz stuff from when he was still injured on SmackDown.
Yeah.
He was in Miz on SmackDown, so they're going to continue this storyline going forward, which makes sense. But I wonder if when this is done, could they potentially position Daniel Bryan versus Shinsuke Nakamura?
I would be A-okay with that.
And I think I want Shinsuke, and I think they want to wait on that to have Shinsuke establish himself as a proper heel, because thus far, people throw your hate tweets at me. Shinsuke Nakamura has not impressed me at all since he's in NXT, because he's being WWE-ified.
Yeah.
Like he's got his 5 moves, and most of them are just yelling and saying "Come on!" And I'm starting to not care about Shinsuke Nakamura, which is a hard thing to say.
He still has double the moves than Roman Reigns does.
This is true.
Delete.
And the Kinshasa, when thrown properly, is still wicked awesome.
First of all, let's welcome Smokey Badass, and thank you very much for following, Smokey.
Oh, is that Smokey Badass? Yeah. I know Smokey Badass. I know these people. Thank you, guys, for those follows.
There you go. Thanks
people,
so
I'm a celebrity, Dave. I don't know if you know this about me.
I didn't know that.
But I really hope
that your mustache says A-list.
I know, right? But I really hope, as an update, the Iconics defeated Asuka and Becky Lynch after Peyton Royce pinned Becky Lynch with her feet on the ropes.
That bitch.
Anyway, yeah, Becky Lynch is now a jobber. Go figure.
Yeah, what is going on with that?
There are too many women now. Recent guy. There's an influx of women talent, and they just don't know what to do. And Becky is unfortunately getting the short end of the stick here.
That's somebody they should have moved over to Raw.
She should still be a champion.
I would agree. Did she never got the NXT belt, did she?
I don't believe so. But she was the first SmackDown Women's Champion.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they need to move her over to Raw.
I think I want Shinsuke, now that he's a heel, to give me to be on that edge, and I hope they can flesh him out and make him more of a character. And I think this is his time to shine. I think Shinsuke is it can be a very good heel. So I think it's for me, it's this run or bust with me and my caring of Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yeah, I think it's gonna go well though. I think Shinsuke in the US, I think his personality is geared towards being a heel. I got high hopes for it.
It better at this point. But again, Braun Strowman needs to have every championship belt. I hope at one point Braun has every championship.
They'll never do that. I'm sorry. They don't know what to do with Braun. They don't.
They have a once-in-a-generational talent.
And they're sticking him with forgotten talent like Bobby Lashley.
But they're the same ring as Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
Different. I would have kept Braun as the sole tag team champion for a couple of months and have him drop it legitimately at a pay-per-view.
Have a different person in the stands be his tag partner every night. And then when he comes to Des Moines for Raw, have me be his tag team partner in my alter ego. Be a dark match, obviously, but still.
Anywho, hey, you know what's going on besides professional wrestling?
Video games.
Video games. Woo!
And we are now we're at the point. Besides professional wrestling, we are also big video gamers. We are freelance video game journalists. If you're tuning in for the first time, welcome. Because we have a love of video game. We write for Bacon.com, and we actually had some big time releases coming out last week. Yakuza 6 and God of War. Now, we both played some God of War, and I think we'll save that for the second part because we could talk God of War for the entire show.
Right.
So if I may digress quickly and give my thoughts on Yakuza 6.
All right.
I feel bad for Yakuza 6 because it came out so close to God of War. And people need to give this series some love because, as I said time and time again, this game is more than just Japanese GTA. It might be a slow build and a slow moving story, but there's so much game involved in this that it's really you don't know what you're getting until you start putting hours and hours and hours into it, because every time you play it, you get a new surprise. And this is the new graphics engine, so this is the same engine that we'll use in Kiwami 2, which is coming out in August.
Nice.
Still looks very sharp. The one thing I will say that this feels very by the numbers as far as they follow the same idea for the past 11,000 games. It's not saying it's a bad thing. It's just saying now it's starting to show some of its age a little bit.
You mean after, 8 games?
This is the 7th, because there was kind of 0, and I guess Kiwami's a retelling, so I guess you can say 8.
Yeah.
But still, the game looks fantastic. The voice acting is great. It has a right mix of a serious tone and some batshit crazy moments, and just moments that make you laugh. And I was telling you about the tower defense style of mode. Well, it's kind of like a Clash Royale in a way, but basically it's called the clan battles, the clan wars. But what's great is that the clan bosses are actual New Japan Pro wrestlers.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Such as Yano and Tanahashi and frickin' Okada is in the game. But so it's their likeness, it's their voice acting work, but in the game they're not pro wrestlers. They're just like mob bosses. But it's really cool to see these guys in the game as like the main bosses, and it's stupid, and I love it.
That's wild.
And
Now,
I haven't got there yet.
I tuned in for like 5 minutes on a stream you were doing of this, and is Virtua Fighter in the game?
Yeah.
Is it Virtua Fighter 4 or 5?
It's 5 Final Showdown.
What?
Yeah.
So wow. That kind of blows my mind.
So the game is notorious, and has been doing it for several games now. But you go to Club Sega, actual licensed Club Segas.
Yeah.
And you play Outrun, Super Hang-On, Space Harrier, and now VF5 FS. And they're they're emulated full-on ports of those games.
That's insane.
Again, there's so much to do in there. You can get sidetracked for months in that game, and I really enjoy it. And you can do karaoke, you can go bowling, you can do batting cages. It's dumb, and I love it. And this is the end of the Kiryu storyline. So that's not they put that in press releases. It's not a spoiler. I don't know how they do it. But I'm looking forward to seeing, because the next release is Kiwami 2, which is a retelling of 2. But I want to see what Yakuza 7 will bring, or what a new story will do as far as, maybe switching up the norm of the Yakuza series. I really like it, but again, it's kind of showing its age, and I think this is the right time to kind of put a pause on this, put a period on this storyline to kind of go somewhere else with it.
Maybe that'll be the point where they take the story outside of Japan.
Maybe they brought a new city. I forget what city it is. I know it's in Hiroshima, which is kind of the first time you go to that part of. I believe it's the first time you go to that city. So they did some new things, but there's still the era of familiarity that I think I'm looking forward to getting away from that going forward. It's still a great game, but I think I preferred playing through 0 and 1 more than I enjoyed playing through 6. But it's still a really good game.
Speaking of Sega, for just one quick second, Sega tweeted out that there's going to be an announcement tomorrow regarding Sonic the Hedgehog. So I think we're probably going to get a trailer for the new Sonic Racing game, which is... I don't think that's officially been announced. It's been announced, but not officially been announced. It's kind of in limbo. So I think we'll get something tomorrow.
And it's not like they're not making Sonic R Racing 2. I think they're making a new Sonic and All Stars, I believe, correct?
It might be Sonic R2.
I'd be down with that.
Yeah, I would be totally down with that. Soundtrack has to be in the same vein, though. For sure.
Yeah. I found a complete in-box copy of Sonic R.
Oh, that's crazy.
At Jay's, and it's like $50. I'm like, oh, do I want it that bad?
I don't even have a Saturn, and I would have considered buying that.
I know, I should have just bought it.
Gosh darn it! I remember playing
Saturn sitting right there.
Back when Best Buy would have every system under the sun set up for demo. I remember playing Sonic R on the Saturn demo unit and thought, oh, this is kind of neat. Do you remember those glory days, though? It's like you'd go in and, I'm going to play the Super NES for a little bit. Maybe I'll check out what's on the 3DO, and... Because, they had a freaking 3DO set up.
For some reason. Yeah. And then you realize, this is actually shit.
Yeah.
Plumbers don't wear ties.
Anyway, back to Yakuza. I have not played any of the Yakuza games except for just a few hours of Yakuza 5. But 6 looks really cool. I don't think it's such a... I see the point that it's not a really great space for them to launch the game in right up against God of War, but at the same time Yakuza has a definite hardcore fan base that's really dedicated to the game, so I think I don't think they were worried about losing out on that fan base.
No,
but as far as picking up new players, they're probably missing out on that.
But I mean, you put a fat 6 on there, you're already.
That was going to be my next point, actually. When you're 6 games deep into the story, how many new players are going to be coming in? I'm going to start right here at the end. No.
There's in the menu. There's a handy like a memories section that you can go through Yakuza's 1 through 5, and it will give you a synopsis of what happened in there to kind of catch you up to before 6.
That's helpful.
But really, it just made me want to play 0, 1, 2, and I gotta find a copy of 3. It's hard to find.
Maybe they're banking on doing more business out of the gate with Kiwami, with the release of Kiwami 2 later on this year, and then kind of thinking, hey, once they play that, they're going to circle around and pick up 6, and then we'll have it on discount at that point, so that'll boost our sales.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I kind of hope that at some point they do like a Yakuza collection. Like, here's a bundle of everything on PS4. Go nuts, because it's
that would be cool.
PS2, PS3.
Yeah.
Yakuza collection.
That would be cool. I'd buy it on that.
The Kiryu collection.
Well, let's talk about Yakuza. Of course, was not the only game that came out last week. There was a mildly anticipated title that had to do with battles, large-scale battles, and deities. Of course, we're talking about God of War.
God damn it, Dave! God of War came out.
God of War finally came out.
God of War came out. Oh.
They were really smart about lifting the embargo about a week before the game released, so you had that hype just all of a sudden like mushroom up. And God of War is out. God of War is fantastic. We're both playing through it now. I've put maybe 2.5 hours, and I think I'm sure you've put in a lot more time. I'm
at least 10 or so in, because I picked it up Thursday night. As soon as it's available, I picked it up Thursday night, and I don't want to stop playing it. I've streamed all that I've played, basically. So if you want to watch my first impressions, I'll put it on.
I want to play through it myself, son.
I'll put the first couple hours.
All right.
I'll put my first impressions up on Nerd Bacon, because, and I'll go more to it in an article, but the God of War franchise is very important to me, because Kratos is one of my favorite characters of all time, and I think this is storytelling at its finest.
It really is.
Like 3 was good at storytelling. This is damn near perfection as far as you live in Kratos' mind. You see the interaction between him and Atreus and the stuff they're going through together. I see Atreus start to change during the game. I'm not spoiling anything.
Yeah, don't. No, I was yelling at her.
You see. I'm telling the fans.
Right.
You're not going to see spoilers here. You see Kratos at the very beginning of the game. The first thing Kratos does is hug the tree that was marked by his wife, the mother of Atreus, to use for her pyre. So he's already dealing with shit before you even push a button. I mean, it's not rage. It is sadness. It is loneliness. It is something you're not accustomed to Kratos being.
And having to lift that tree.
And then you pick a tree out of the ground.
He lifts his entire huge tree, and it looks heavy as shit.
In one arm. It just...
Yep.
Done.
I'm Kratos. But no, that's one of the things that really struck me playing it. So I didn't get in till late Friday night because I had an improv show Friday, and so I didn't get to sit down with it till about 10:30, 11 o'clock on Friday night. But I was like, nope, clear the schedule. I'm sitting down. I'm going to check this out. So what you were saying about storytelling at its finest, I mean, that is really what struck me with that first playthrough of God of War. And the thing that came to my mind was it's like a really great book. You know how you will be reading a really great book and you just cannot put it down and you want to waste your whole day just reading this book and doing nothing else?
Yeah.
That's what God of War is like. And it's just brilliant how they don't have any like chapters or anything. There's really nothing that's breaking up that progression of the story. So it just lends itself to that desire to kind of binge play it. It's really smart.
Yeah, and what makes it all the more better is, which is not a word, which makes it even more fascinating. Yeah, I'll go special. Is because the entire game is done in one cut. The second you hit new game, there are no cuts. There's no break between cuts, no loading screens, no fade to black.
Right.
They do a really smart and sneaky job of hiding loading screens. And the entire game is one shot, which is a technical masterpiece.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like that. That's really, really ingenious. And yeah, I'm digging it. I like the action. I think that there's still room for evolution, but I'm still really early in. Like I said, I'm like 2.5 hours into it, so
Yeah,
I'm sure like the combo system will grow and everything.
Yeah, it does. Again, I have this is not a perfect game. I have complaints about God of War. I wish the text was bigger.
Yeah, didn't
God
they?
damn
They
it.
put out the patch actually over the weekend that's supposed to help make the text bigger, but I really didn't notice any difference.
I didn't either because the subtitles are small. When you get into the actual menus, the menus are a pain in the ass to navigate.
Yeah.
And again, I'm sitting on my couch, a little ways with my TV. I can't fucking read it, even
Yeah.
with the glasses on.
Yep.
Like, you have the entire box. Boop. I mean, please.
And then they're over explaining like how to do things like level up. So
Yeah.
first off, when you have a bunch of explanation on how to level something up, then you're losing me already. But
Right.
when you've got text that small, then you tend to really gloss over it. So
And
now
there's a
I'm going
lot
to
of
constantly be worried about what kind of crap I'm missing.
and there's a lot of those resources, those things you gather that don't really have a good solid explanation as to what they actually practically what the practicality of those things are. So you had to go to the menus and figure it out yourself, and it really kind of bogs down the action a little bit. Because I'm always wondering, what does this do? Is this actually affected by stats now? Do I have to put it on this? Do I have to go to this menu? And it gets overly complicated in some spots.
Yeah.
The once it breaks out and becomes an open world game, which is again not a spoiler, that's already out there. I feel like you're really not leveled up properly for anything. Like you get one shot killed often.
Oh,
I find,
great.
and it can be, but like there are missions that you have to activate, which you find organically. The side mission that you go to and just all of a sudden, hey, you're in the side mission, but you're underleveled. I find. So basically, I'm just going down the main path just so I can level up and go back to side missions later on, which is kind of weird.
See, I didn't realize that it opens up into kind of an open world.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I don't really treat that as a spoiler. Like anything that's storyline related or like a really cool moment, then that's a spoiler. But
right. And I think I don't know if you've met there are shops in the game.
Yes, I just found that first shop where the dwarf tells him about the axe and how it's special and everything.
Okay, the Dwarf Brothers are amazing. Like they are there's your comic relief.
Yes.
Even though Kratos has some really good funny lines there as well. Like Kratos is just at the edge of don't fucking bother me.
It's really cool. And can we talk about just how freaking beautiful the game looks as well?
Yeah. Yeah. Even on my 1080p TV on my regular ass PS4, this still look, and I posted that picture on the Facebook site of the It Begins of Kratos in front of this beautiful landscape. I just said I needed to get a picture of this because it is much like Horizon. It is picturesque.
It really is, and I can't wait till photo mode gets in the game because I will be lost in that forever.
And I think a lot of the coverage out there has been around, kind of the Skyrim settings. You see a lot of snow and mountains. There's way more than that. There's actual color in the game. At certain points, there's beautiful color in the game. So, and this game is long. I think people are saying 60 to 70 hours.
I think if you go and do just about everything, I've heard like normal playthroughs are going to be about 30, maybe 40 hours.
Yeah. Which that is a lot longer than, let's say, God of War 1, 2, 3, and Ascension.
Yeah.
Because that was all button mashy and you're through about 10, 12 hours. But now this is a Elder Scrolls-like experience.
That's kind of the cool thing about our dichotomy here, because you are a longtime God of War fan. You've been playing this for, since the first game. This is my first time playing any God of War game. I've skipped out on the entire series, so
sure.
Yeah, it's kind of neat to be able to compare notes there. But yeah, just a fantastic game. And like you, I'm running it on a launch day, PlayStation 4, no special 4K TV or anything like that. And I cannot believe that we've got a game that looks even better on the PlayStation 4 than Horizon Zero Dawn did, which I thought was a phenomenal looking game.
Yeah. There's got to be some sort of tech sharing there in Sony's umbrella.
Yeah.
What I love about it too is that I'm sure you've seen there's a lot of rowing in the water involved. Which would be you're going between. This is kind of how they hide some loading screens. You do some rowing to get from mission to mission.
I haven't done any of that until
except
for
the very
the
beginning. You're in a boat.
Yeah,
the very beginning in a boat, but that continues throughout the game.
Okay.
But you tell stories back and forth between Kratos and Atreus and other people who get in the boat. Let's say you go to a dock and you get off onto the land. The story, they find a nice way of saying, no stories now, back in the boat. They pause the story. Then when you go back to the boat and move on, they'll pick it up in a very nice way. So you're not going to miss any storyline just because you got to the land, which I think is it's a very nice touch.
Yeah, I didn't know about that. Sorry, I was refreshing something here.
If you had a PS4, you probably already have God of War. But this game is tremendous. There's some issues with it that I have, but they're very nitpicky stuff that reviewers tend to look for. But this is a wonderful experience, a technical masterpiece, and I want to devote all my time into playing it because, like I said, it's a good book you can't put down.
Yeah. I'm definitely looking forward to getting through the rest of this game. I don't want to put it down like I did Horizon Zero Dawn.
Exactly. I think I said that before we came on the stream, was that the fact that, Horizon got away from me. I played Horizon I played a good chunk of Horizon for like the first couple of days, then I had to go to something else, and that game just escaped me, and I hate myself for that.
Yep, I was in the same boat, but Lauren finished it at least, so.
And I do not want God of War to escape me because like I said, I've been a series-long fan, and because I love Greek mythology, and now you throw in Norse mythology, and Odin and Thor and all that stuff in there, it just doubles my excitement. I'm a geek for Greek mythology, Roman mythology, Norse mythology. I love all that stuff. And then you put that with this character that we're seeing a different side of, and now it's just
It's a masterpiece. It'll be very interesting to see how this does versus SpiderMan.
Yeah.
And which one's
Sony's got some big hitters coming out this year, man.
Yep.
I tell you, Sony's racking them up already.
Yep, they really are. I've got full faith that Spider-Man's going to be fantastic.
Because of Insomniac, because of their track record and what they're doing to it, I think even all these delays, I think, will only help the game. And one of those where it won't affect the outcome as far negatively, like it does for a Duke Nukem, let's say.
Yeah.
I could go on about God of War all day, but we got other stuff to get to. You sent me this article about, again, if you're in either the Facebook chat or the Twitch chat, throw your questions into the chats, and we'll take a look at them, and we'll answer along the way. Let's see. What is this? And before we get to the Apple news, there was some news about Quantic Dreams.
Oh, yeah. So Quantic Dreams, there was a story about them in the French paper Le Monde a couple of months ago about terrible working conditions. Terrible working conditions at the studio. This is the studio that put out Quantum Break. No, that's Remedy.
Right. Quantic Dreams they did Heavy Rain?
Yeah, so they're doing Detroit 2
Yes.
Human, which just got its demo on the PlayStation 4. Just went gold yesterday, actually. So
yes,
it's coming. It's a real thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, with this one, so Le Monde did a story talking to some former employees about terrible working conditions at the studio. So now Quantic Dream is suing Le Monde for their reporting on the story, and it's the way that the French justice system seems to be working. The burden of proof seems to be on Le Monde to prove that their reporting was fair and accurate.
Sure.
They weren't trying to intentionally damage Quantic Dream. So it seems like such a crappy thing for them to do. Instead of, let's address these accusations of the working conditions there. Let's address that directly, or, hey, let's maybe get some other employees out there who don't have as bad of an experience out in front of the press and try and salvage this. No, we're just going to sue reporters. And that's a really dangerous precedent to be setting for those of us who actually go out and try and do some news reporting.
Well, if the news is fake, if the news is like not accurate, then obviously be held accountable for what you're right. But
right.
This will be an interesting thing going forward.
But I think you can remedy that. I mean, let's say that the story that Lamond got was from two disgruntled employees, and they were embellishing and everything, and it's not entirely an accurate story that was fed to Lamond. Mm-hmm. Quantic Dream can still get out in front of that, and like I said, they can push out employees into the forefront that don't have that experience, don't have that ill will towards the company, and get them in front of the press to say, hey, no, this is what it's actually like over there, and it's not as bad, and it's just completely blown out of proportion what was reported on earlier. But they're not doing that. Instead, they're going after the messenger. So it's just like, again, it's a dangerous precedent whether you're reporting for games or reporting anything else.
Sure. I guess I forgot what also came out last weekend, and again, we're going to poo-poo on this a little bit, but Nintendo Labo came out last weekend as well.
Oh, yes. Labo came out.
I watched people actually building stuff off of it, and honestly, it looks neat. Like, it's very time-consuming. I think the piano that they made was like an hour and a half or 2 hours to build that. But I imagine, like, if you were a parent with children, that would be a fun project to do and make a piano that actually works with your Switch. Like, it's neat how the Switch integrates with cardboard, of all things. And it just, I just have questions about what they do with this going forward. Because, like, will Lego get involved and make Nintendo Lego Labo? Will Nintendo make other software with other pieces of cardboard? I mean, it's not too expensive because they're about, what, 80 or 70 or 80 bucks, depending on which one you want to get. So it's not like it's a huge investment. But from the media outlets that I've seen actually get Labo and actually make the robot and everything, it can be time consuming, but it can be pretty rewarding from what I'm seeing. I'm not seeing the big media outlets shit on this, based on what I'm saying.
Yeah, and I didn't think that they would. I think it's such a novel idea. I mean, at first you kind of look at it and say, oh great, I'm paying $60 for cardboard, but you know, like you said, it is kind of a cool project for kids or for spending time with kids. So I don't see it as being something that's going to get, you know, crapped on in the media. I'm really interested to see where Nintendo goes with this, because, you know, this isn't going to be it. There's probably going to be, you know, if this round of Labo does really well, you're probably going to see more rounds of Labo around Christmas time. My suspicion, though, is they're going to find some way to have Labo interact with certain games. One of those games, I'm just wondering, I'm kind of spitballing here, but do you remember the Yoshi game that they debuted at E3 last year?
Oh, yeah.
In that cardboard world? And we haven't heard anything about the game since then. I'm just wondering if they've been working some way to find some way to get Labo integration within that game.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I wonder, though, are we getting... are there too many plates in the air right now when you factor in Labo and the Amiibos and whatever this new patent thing that Nintendo's putting together? Is there too many plates in the air that Nintendo's spinning right now?
With Amiibo and Labo, I think those are two distinct things. I don't think that they really overlap with each other. Because Amiibo are for collectors and for people who want to unlock different items in their game. But mainly it's for the collectors out there.
Sure.
And those who want a representation of something a little bit more nostalgic. Labo is completely different. It's a new concept, and it's kind of I don't think that Nintendo is, how should I say, full in on it yet. I think it's an experiment at this point. They're experimenting with it out market. If it does well, great. Then they'll go all in, and you'll see more Labo kits that are out there. If it doesn't do too well, then, you know, no skin off their teeth. They tried something new, and it didn't quite work out.
This is relatively inexpensive for them to get into. Again, it's cardboard, and they're not making, you know, plastic or glass or whatever you want out of this. Like this is cardboard and some rubber bands or what have you. So it's not like they're investing a lot of money into this just yet. Now, if it takes off, which I think it is, I think it. I mean, it's not like it's not like the NES Classic where people are running out or stores are running out of them in 5 minutes. But people are responding positively to it from what I've been seeing. So it's something to keep an eye on going forward. I don't mean we're not going to buy one because we don't have kids. Again, this is targeted for kids, but
I think Labo's real story will be told at Christmas. If it does well enough to warrant more stuff coming out that's Labo related by Christmas, and then that does well, then yeah. But I think we had to wait till Christmas to see that full story.
Yeah. I think round 1 taught us that it's an interesting concept people care about. Round 2 will say if it has staying power.
Yep, if it's got legs. Now, getting back to your point, is Nintendo kind of spinning too many plates with that patent that we talked about last week for the new handheld system? If that's really what they're doing, if it is going to be a new independent handheld, then absolutely that's too many plates, because there really doesn't need to be a separate dedicated handheld and the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, they're cutting into their own profit a little bit if they're talking about the Switch is partially a handheld system. Obviously, it's not going to be as travel friendly as something like a 3DS, but a big selling point of the Switch is you can travel with it. So I don't know. I think they're kind of dipping into their own funds a little bit. I think, but
well, we'll see. The next 12 months is going to be crucial for Nintendo.
Just the next few months when E3 comes around to see what Nintendo breaks out first, and it's just.
I'm pretty confident. I'm pretty confident in Nintendo for E3. I think they got
for sure.
Yeah.
Games and games and games and games and games. It's going to be a big year for Nintendo because this is year 1 of after the first year of the Switch, so they're going to just come out like gangbusters.
I've heard a rumor that AAA content may not be as good as we were thinking for Nintendo Switch this year.
Well, we got Zelda and Mario last year.
Well, so I mean, like third-party content. I'm sorry.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Maybe people maybe still figuring out the Switch, maybe because it's such a unique console.
Could be.
But,
I think part of the problem though is storage, and I think Nintendo's been trying to get larger size cartridges out, but they haven't quite done it yet.
Yeah, I tell you what though, also if you need to upgrade your memory, upgrade your gig space of your Switch, there are a bunch of Amazon deals for SD cards. I think I saw one today for like 64 gig for $20.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
No, that's well worth the price on that one. So if people need to upgrade your Switch hard drive space, there's plenty of chances on Amazon to do that.
Indeed.
Get Amazon Prime. Anyway, we are also talking about Apple. So another big company has put together a interesting patent, let's say. You sent me the link to this through Mac Observer.
Yeah. That
Apple wants to get their Apple TV into Apple gaming. I'm trying to pull up the article here, what it actually says. So patently Apple reports that a patent, God, keep saying patent, Jeff, recently surfaced that hints that an Apple TV gaming system could be coming. It's not clear if it's a separate console, probably not though, or a video game accessory or a platform. Now, as soon as I read this, I thought this is Apple's version of an Ouya.
Uh-huh.
If this is some way to play iOS games and have a studio developing a more powerful Apple TV to allow more powerful gaming, it seems like an Apple Ouya.
That could be, but do you really need somebody dedicated, like a dedicated Ouya system for Apple TV?
No, because that thing failed.
Yeah, couldn't that just be integrated into existing Apple TVs?
And I thought it already was, because you can play iOS games on Apple TV,
right?
Or you can on your iPad. If your iPad, you can AirPlay onto your Apple TV and play it that way too. So I guess I'm confused with what this actually means. Are we going to get an Apple Steam box sort of thing? Is there going to be a division for Apple gaming? Is there going to be something you bolt on to an Apple TV?
I don't know. I'm not sure what it is, but I think one of the system architects from the PlayStation 4 was hired by Apple to work on this thing. So that's what's kind of intriguing and kind of makes my eyebrows say, what's really going on over here, dudes?
Yeah, but basically, Apple's getting involved in the gaming, in more seriously in the gaming world. So, something to keep an eye on, since it is Apple.
So, what would you think if Apple announced that they were doing a game console, like a dedicated actual game console? How would that change the gaming landscape?
Well, you look at what Microsoft did when they first came with the Xbox. When they first announced that, hey, we're getting on this too, so Sony and Nintendo and Sega, look out, here comes Microsoft. And now look where Microsoft is. Apple has a lot of money behind it. It is a super uber popular company. If they were to announce to say, hey, we're getting involved in the gaming world with a gaming console and the Dreamcast 2, or whatever they call it, it would be a really eyebrow raising moment, because this isn't like, a smaller company saying, hey, we want to dip our toe in this. It is Apple. It is the cell phone, tablet, Mac giant saying, hey, we want to get into gaming. So it's definitely something you take notice of, and something that would definitely catch my attention.
Yeah, somebody would have to be forced out, though. I mean, who would it be? Would it be Sony, Microsoft, or Nintendo?
Would you think that Apple would take the fight right to Microsoft, since that's their closest competitor, really?
I don't know. There could be another solution out there.
Yeah. I don't know. Again, the only thing that we know, they're filing patents to get more involved in gaming. Whether that means a new console, whether that means a modification of the Apple TV, we don't know. But Apple's doing something.
We will see. It's very intriguing. Speaking of intriguing, there was a story that dropped today. Microsoft and Discord are teaming up here. PC and console gamers unite. This is from Xbox's news site. PC and console gamers unite. Today, we are excited to announce a new collaboration between Xbox and Discord. Connecting with friends is such a big part of why people game. Gamers all over the world use and love Discord to easily chat and connect with friends while they game. In the coming weeks, this collaboration will make it easier for gamers to choose to do just that. Make it easier to connect and see what friends are playing across console and PC. It's part of the work we are doing to provide gamers with more choice, allowing them to play how and where they want to. In response to your feedback, we will now have the option to link your Discord account to your Xbox account, making it easier than ever to see what your friends are playing. If you are playing Sea of Thieves on your Xbox, you can now choose to give your Discord friends the ability to see that and decide whether or not they want to hop on their Xbox and join you.
Please play Sea of Thieves with me.
Exactly.
Somebody.
So let's see. Are they saying that that Discord users on PC can chat with Discord users on their Xbox?
I would imagine so.
That's what it looks like.
I would imagine that'd be exactly the case. So you can take your Discord anywhere with you, whether it's on Xbox or PC. I love this. This is a great get for Microsoft and Xbox. This is great because I use Discord, and it is super easy to not only connect with people that you like, or people you don't like, connect with people on in communities and build communities and build. That's how I'm on the Twitch. I have a good Discord community, and being able to easily interact with them, see what they're playing, jump in their games. Discord makes life so much easier, and Microsoft picked this up, and it's fantastic. A great get for them, because if you played a PS4 game, you know it can be a bitch to get people to join you in that game. You have to send messages on the system level and a party level, and it takes way too long to do that.
Yeah.
This is a great get for Microsoft.
So this article just makes it sound like they're linking the accounts to see, so people can see who's online and what's being played. It doesn't really go into detail about being able to chat with people. But I would kind of assume that would be the next logical thing.
Right. Well, this is great. This is again, this makes things way easier and starting to tip tip the scales in Microsoft's favor a little bit because this is a much easier way of getting parties together than Sony's bullshit thing.
Yeah. Well, if you cannot chat between PC and console yet with this Discord integration, then that'll be the next step. But really,
Oh, sure.
this is important, and I don't think people realize how important it is because this is one of the building blocks to the next chapter of Microsoft's gaming story.
Right.
I think I'll try and leave it at that. But the moves that Microsoft are going to make in the coming years are going to be kind of shocking, I think.
There definitely some balls rolling that Microsoft's putting on since last E3, and
Right.
it's starting to garner some interest. So they're saying the right things. Now they're starting to do some of the right things to at least get them back into this console war, if you will. But this is a great gift for Microsoft.
Right, it is. It is. So this is a big piece of the puzzle, and what they're doing with Game Pass is also a
Yes.
integral part of the puzzle, and that's
That
going to be
is
the
huge.
key. Yeah,
It's
that's
huge.
going to be the key.
Because it made me not pay a dime for Sea of Thieves.
Well, yeah, actually, yeah, and I think one of the big announcements from E3 from Microsoft this year is that they're going to roll. I would imagine that they're going to roll Xbox Live into the Game Pass subscription somehow. So instead of needing 2 subscriptions, you've got just 1 subscription.
Sure. And it gives me hope that, hey, will the next Gears of War game be free with Game Pass? Will the next Halo game be free with Game Pass?
They already said that all first-party titles are going to be available on Game Pass day 1.
Like that right there is insane.
That is
that
insane.
The next Halo game is free to me because I have Game Pass.
But it's also, again, that's another key part of what they're building for the future.
Right. So again, they're saying the right things, doing the right things to kind of build themselves back up. They took the hit, they took the initial punch from Sony and said, okay, let's rethink our strategy here, and they're doing the right things.
Right. And then another big story from Microsoft that came out was that they had a job posting. They're looking to hire a specialist with GDDR6 experience. So that's a type of memory that goes in a system. And they're looking for that for future Xbox projects there. So it looks like they're building the pieces for whatever form their next generation is going to take.
The next generation of consoles is starting to evolve in front of our eyes.
Right.
And I'm a little baffled by this because it's only been 5 years.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's been long enough, but yet here we are.
Yeah, we've got system revisions. We have, next stuff in the works already. It's like, I think this may be too fast, but well, what do I know? I'm on the outside. It's mainly me not wanting to fork over $700, $800 for a new console yet. It's just, I don't know.
I don't see Sony launching until 2019 to 2020. I think they're looking at 2020 right now, but
yeah, I think
depending on the moves that Microsoft and Nintendo make, I think they've got a possibility that they could launch a little bit earlier, but we'll see.
For sure.
We'll see.
Yeah, we're not gonna we most likely will not see anything coming out of E3 this year as far as that goes. But speaking of E3, we were mentioning that a little bit earlier. The first conference is EA on Saturday, June 9th.
Yep.
It'll be 1 o'clock our time. And so I got the lineup here, and of course we'll be talking over that here on this site. Microsoft is Sunday, June 10th. Bethesda is also June 10th that night. Ubisoft is Monday, June 11th.
And then
I think
Sony and Nintendo have not officially said yet, but
right.
Sony usually takes that Monday night, and then Nintendo usually does Tuesday.
Does it also mean that Square Enix is not having a show this year?
They don't normally have a show, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
They may not. They have not announced anything, but That's not out of the norm.
Right.
Them having a show in 2015 was out of the norm.
Yeah. Shall we look ahead to the month ahead, or do you have more to get to before we get to that?
I think that's really about it. Not a whole lot of gaming news quite yet this week. They've got the big Tomb Raider, Shadow of the Tomb Raider reveal that's going to occur on Thursday, so I'm pumped for that. That's one of my most buys for the year, even though I haven't seen anything on it yet.
You know, I played I played that reboot, not a whole lot. I have Rise of the Tomb Raider on Steam, and I have yet to touch it.
Rise is all right. The first one, though, was really great.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Go on. I interrupted you. You were
no,
saying...
that's all right. I was saying the Splatoon version 3.0 update should be launching this week as well. But other than that, yeah, it's been pretty darn quiet.
We've got the Destiny 2 expansion. Warmind is due out May 8th.
All 5 people still playing Destiny 2 are excited.
I'm one of them. I'm still playing it. I'm excited. It's adding a horde mode. I'm excited. Everyone just shut your damn faces.
Oh, I know. Last week it broke. When we were picking up God of War, it broke that Puzzle Fighter is shutting down.
Yeah, we should talk about that, because it's a bummer. I mean, look, it's a bummer, but at the same time, Puzzle Fighter wasn't really a great game, because it was doing the old free-to-play bullshit of, hey, you can buy these new characters, we roll these new characters, you can buy them, and then when you also, after you buy them, we'll nuke them. Or, like, we'll nerf them. So they did the whole League of Legends thing where they make it real powerful, and then like the week after they come out, it's like, oh, we'll nerf them.
Oh, that sucks.
It sucks.
Dirty.
It didn't play great. I mean, I love Puzzle Fighter. Okay, I love Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo on PS1, and I played the shit out of that game.
Yeah.
And the HD remake on Xbox 360, I played the shit out of it. And I want a new Puzzle Fighter so damn bad on the Switch. It's not happening. But the Capcom said we're going to shut down Puzzle Fighter in June or May. I think May you can stop downloading it. I think it's will shut down then as well, so they can work on Dead Rising 5.
Also shutting down, EA announced that they're going to shut down later this year the servers for Battlefield 1. So
that hurts. Is it Battlefield or Battlefront?
Battlefront, I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah, Battlefield 1 is still happening.
Yeah, Battlefield is still happening, but
in fact, there's a rumor from Star Wars Battlefront 1 is shutting down the server soon.
No. Battle the World War 1 game is shutting
Battlefield
down.
1 shutting down?
Yeah, that's shutting down.
That's bull.
Yeah, well, there's a new one coming out this year.
Well, and there's a rumor from DICE. Let's see. The monthly updates will end June 2018. The game will still be up and playing, but the monthly updates will end.
Huh. Well, I had heard that the thing was getting shut down.
I'm here at GameSpot right now.
Well, butts to me. What do I?
I'm not saying you're wrong.
No. That's fine. That's fine.
It's a freaking ad. Let's see. The final DLC map pack is available. They begin winding down frequent updates in the next few months. Yeah, okay. So the servers will stay up, but the monthly updates will stop after June.
Okay. Huh.
There is a new Battlefield game coming this year, and DICE is highly hinting at the fact that there will be a Battle Royale mode in it.
Yeah, well, I think my mom's going to have a Battle Royale mode.
Wow. Everyone's going to play your mom, which is a weird thing to say.
Ah, you dick.
I know. Let's see. I was going to go something. New Serious Sam game got announced. I saw on Devolver's Twitter that Serious Sam 4 is coming out sometime this year. Great. Serious Sam also is always kind of lost. I have every Serious Sam game on Steam right now, I think. Except like a big pack is on sale for like nothing. And I haven't. I don't touch those games, but I have them.
Speaking of stuff to add to your collection for no reason, Capcom and Sega have a PlayStation Network Humble Bundle that just launched today.
Ooh.
So for $1, you can get Dead Rising 1, Dust Force, Crazy Taxi, and Super Monkey Ball Banana Splits. If you pay what you want over $1, you get Resident Evil 1, Mega Man Legacy Collection, Resident Evil Code Veronica X, Sonic Generations, Binary Domain, and Alien Isolation. And if you go for the $15 tier, I'm sorry, the other tier was Beat the Average. I apologize. And if you go for the
right now, $11.77 is the average right now.
All right, and if you go for the $15 tier, you get Dead Rising 2 and Valkyria Chronicles Remastered added onto that. So that is quite a little bit of goodies for your PlayStation 3, 4, and Vita for not a lot of dough.
Right.
Oh, and you got that bundle. Nice.
I'm looking at it right now. And let's see, if you pay over the average, you get 50% off of Dead Rising 4 Frank's Big Package.
There you go.
You get 40% off Resident Evil 7 Gold Edition.
There you go.
40% off Valkyria Revolution. And 50% off Yakuza 0.
Oh, there you go.
So if you pay over the average, you get 50% off of 4. I think Revolution's a bad game, but the other 3 are good games. That's a hell of a deal. I may have to get in on that because Sonic Generation was a good Sonic game. Binary Domain is an underrated game. Mega Man Legacy. That's Mega Man Legacy Collection number 1, which is the all the old school games, not the X game, not the
newer gen stuff.
Not the SNES game. Yeah. That's a hell of a deal.
That's not bad. I might have to bite on that. I bid on the Vegas thing last week.
Yeah, that's still here. That's some good video editing software right there, I tell you.
That's not too bad.
At a really good price, because Vegas usually is $100 or $200 for everything.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh God, you pay over $20 and you get Vegas Pro 14 Edit, which by itself is $400.
Yep.
That's insane.
So yeah, I was like, I'll throw $20 down just to see what this stuff's like.
Yeah.
Why not?
All right, let's take a dive forward into the month of May. This is the last week of April, the last podcast of April. It's flying by, Dave. Here in just a few months, we'll be in Vegas for EVO.
I can't believe it.
And obviously, we should give a shout-out to our third. So usually we have our third, Level Up Justin is usually here. But he's still taking care of the new baby, the new arrival.
Yeah.
So he's
really
on paternity leave
podcast. Really
yeah.
lame. Way to think about others, guy.
So hopefully we'll get Justin back here next week once he's kind of over the baby hangover, let's say. But again, congrats to the family. Sure, everybody's okay. But good to see everybody's okay in the Smith world.
Once the thrill of your child has worn off, then you'll be back with us.
Once you're bored of your daughter.
Yeah. Believe me, Justin, that fun doesn't last forever.
Justin, we're thinking of you.
I'm not saying this from experience. I don't have any kids.
We'll get you back in the podcast here before too long, but we're thinking of it, my friend.
Yeah, you're dead to us.
All right, the month of May. Let's take a peek at some highlights. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze for the Switch comes out May 4th.
There you go.
Let's see. Pillars of Eternity 2 Dead Fire for PC Mac and Linux comes out May 8th, as well as Steins Gate on the PC, a visual novel I've heard some good things about. Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition for the Switch comes out May 18th. The new Elder Scrolls Online expansion Somerset comes out May 21st on PC and Mac. I believe you pre-order that, you also get the Morrowind expansion for free.
Wow.
Which is awful nice. Right now you get Morrowind for $20. I think Somerset is $30 if you pre-order, but you also will get Morrowind in that. May 22nd, the Mega Man Legacy Collections 1 and 2 for the Switch come out.
About time.
Also, State of Decay 2 on PC and Xbox One on May 22nd as well. You also will see Tennis World Tour on PC, Switch, PS4, and Xbox One on May 22nd. Let's see. May 25th. They did push back Dark Souls, though, correct?
Yes, that one got pushed back to, I believe, September is what the rumor is.
But Detroit Become Human comes out on PS4 May 25th.
Yeah, but after their lawsuit against Le Mans, I'm kind of boycotting that game.
We shall see what happens there. May 29th, you will see... we'll get to SmackDown news in a second. May 29th is Sega Genesis Classics for PC, PS4, and Xbox One. These Sega Genesis Classics. Also, Dave, here's our game. Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection, PC, Switch, PS4, Xbox One, May 29th.
Finally. Ready.
My body is ready for that. That game is going to be... That is so good. It's so good to have all those games in one collection. Some online stuff that'll be on my Switch for sure and on my PC for sure. Because I want that on the go with me for my Switch. We're going to Vegas with that, my friend.
Yep.
Also, right now in to be announced on PC, Switch, PS4, and Xbox One, Lumines Remastered, the best PSP game, which is also a launch title. Lumines Remastered PC, Switch, PS4, Xbox One, sometime in the month of May.
Kind of a light month for me, and I think for you as well. Street Fighter Anniversary Collection is the big hitter.
Yep.
And also, it's I think it's a big moment for Nintendo as well to get Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze out of the way, because now Retro can finally start dropping maybe some hints about what they've been working on for 4 years.
And Hyrule Warriors comes out.
What was that?
What, Earthbound 2?
I don't know. That's what I hope. That's what I predicted back in January, was that they're working on a new Earthbound. We'll see.
I'm gonna pick up Hyrule Warriors because that game was fun on the Wii U, and I have it for 3DS, but I want it on the Switch because it's everything in one package, which is nice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna probably pick up Elder Scrolls Online Somerset, just so I can have Morrowind and Somerset. The game is still fun. Mega Man Legacy Collection 1 and 2, I'll get those for the Switch. State of Decay 2 I'm interested in. State of Decay 1 and I didn't put too much time into, but State of Decay 2 I'm interested in that at least. And then June we'll get some cool stuff in June, man. Because we get Blaze Blue Cross Tag. We get the new Shaq Fu game.
I'm not worried about June, and I gotta get through E3 first.
Yeah, so yeah, E3's coming up. June 6th is our day zero for E3, and of course we'll have all the coverage here at the Twitch Nerd Bacon channel, and now that this works, we'll have it on Facebook.
Nice. That's huge.
Hopefully, as long as stuff works the way it should.
All right.
Which with us, it never does.
No, it should work. We've been having really good luck, technically. We had a little bit of trouble.
Why would you say that out loud? Why would you jinx us?
No, but seriously, like, we haven't really had any, like, network issues that had been experiencing or anything like that.
Yeah, nothing major. We'll see after the move happens what that will bring for us.
We're going to be in a new studio. We're going to have even faster internet. It's going to be good stuff.
Yep. All right, Dave, where can people find you at?
You can find me tweeting my nonsense out at Dave the Watchman over on Twitter. And, of course, you can check out all sorts of articles and everything that I do at nerdbacon.com. I'm not really streaming much at the moment, but that will change at the end of next month once the move is all complete. And
you can find me not in St. Louis. You can find me on Twitter at Jefferoth, also at twitch.tv/Jefferoth. I do stream on a regular basis. Maybe we'll get some tonight. Tomorrow I'm going to try to do some... There's a big Steam VR sale over the weekends. I picked up 3 VR games I want to try out, as long as the headset wants to work properly. So funny thing, I was playing some Super Hot VR on stream, and I got everything ready to go. I got the game capture. I got the stupid Oculus ripped on my face, and some space cleared out. I'm like, okay, let's play some Super Hot. And then, hey, both your touch controllers are low battery. F. Okay, fine. I had double batteries. I'll pop one into my right hand, and now I only had one battery, so I'm playing Super Hot one-handed. I have a pack of double A's now, so we're going to be good to go on both touch controllers. But you can find me on Twitter at Jefferoth, twitch.tv/Jefferoth, and you'll find my thoughts at nerdbacon.com, including my sizzle reel of Radical Heights on day one playing that, and my initial thoughts of Boss Key's Battle Royale game. Showing some promise, but again, a long way to go. Other than that... Oh, well, before we go, there was a final trailer for Deadpool 2, which looks great, and a new trailer for Venom, and you actually get to see Venom. You actually get to see him in the symbiote costume, or as the trailer says, symbiote, which bugged the shit out of me.
Yeah, I did see the trailer last night. It looks all right, but I don't know. I'm kind of over superhero movies. Well,
I'm skeptical of Venom because I'm getting kind of an Eric Bana Hulk vibe, because I'm not seeing the anti-Venom, if you will. I'm not seeing who Venom will oppose besides the authorities. And I'm like, uh-oh, this killed the Eric Bana Hulk movie. But I will say, at the very end, you see symbiote Venom in full face and tongue, and it looks fantastic. This is the way Venom should have looked on screen. So I'm okay with this, with the look of him. But I have questions.
We'll see what happens. I know I don't really have any hype for the Avengers.
What?
I don't.
I have all the hype.
I have been ruined for big blockbuster movies ever since the crap storm that was Star Wars. I don't trust reviews anymore. How can I trust reviews? Nobody in their right mind should have given Star Wars a good review. It was a terrible movie.
And you can find our gaming reviews at nerdbacon.com.
No, seriously, Star Wars Episode 8 sucked. It was a dog meat movie, so... People, I don't trust the same reviewer who's going to be telling me, oh, Black Panther was great. Oh my god, Avengers is great too. You should go see all those movies. How can I trust your taste? If you are a reviewer and you thought Star Wars Episode 8 was good, then you're just straight up bad at your job. Drop the mic.
I have all the hype for Avengers because I'm a huge Marvel guy, and I can't wait. So, suck it.
I don't really care for Joss Whedon.
Okay then, screw you.
I don't. I know.
Hey,
I'm ruined for everything.
People have their opinions, and people, you know what? People
I'll see Avengers. I'm sure I'll see Avengers at some point. But to be, to maybe get off of the hyperbole train for a moment, and be real, a little bit realer. Like the most of the superhero movies that have been coming out, they haven't been resonating with me like they were before. I didn't really like Guardians of the Galaxy 2 was just okay. I didn't really like it as much as I liked the first. Even going back to the second Avengers movie, Age of Ultron, it was just it's okay. It wasn't as good as the first Avengers movie. Spider-Man was good. I really enjoyed Spider-Man. But after that, I'm not really hyped to see anything. Even Captain America Civil War, I thought was just okay. I haven't gone back to watch it a second time. And I loved the second Captain America movie, Winter Soldier. Yes. I think that is one of... it's like the opposite end of how I critique Star Wars, where Star Wars... I keep saying Star Wars wasn't just a bad Star Wars movie, it was a bad movie in general. On the opposite end, Captain America Winter Soldier wasn't just a great superhero movie, it was a great movie all around.
Sure.
So, anyway. That's just me. I'm sure I'll see Avengers at some point, but I'm not hyped to go see it like opening night.
I wonder if that's to do with the fact that the new factor sort of worn off. I mean, the idea of the Avengers on screen for the first time was a really cool thing because we hadn't seen that yet. With Avengers 2, we've already have seen heroes appearing in other movies and kind of giving us superhero overload. And now we're at the end of Phase 3, and we have all these storylines to keep up with, all these heroes that have crossed into other things. Maybe now it's just like I've seen. Maybe the new factors are maybe it's kind of wearing on you a little bit.
I think that's a good part of it because, like you say, the new factor has worn off, and we've really been riding this superhero wave since 2001 with the release of, 2002 with the release of Spider-Man, the original Spider-Man. What?
Those movies are bad. Well, like
no,
Phase 1...
No, the first 2 Spider-Man movies were pretty good.
2 was really good. 3 was terrible.
3
1
was
and 2
terrible,
were fine.
yes, absolutely.
But they say that Phase 1 began with Iron Man. And that's where kind of the whole arc began, was with the first Iron Man.
Well, that was that was actually Marvel Studios,
right?
Wasn't it?
That began this whole arc,
right? Yep, that's absolutely correct. And Iron Man was a good movie. Iron Man 2 was a good movie. Iron Man 3 was interesting. I don't think I've seen that a second time. I didn't really buy Tony Stark though, being like that shook up after the events that had happened in New York with the original Avengers movie. Because that movie takes place after the Avengers, and Tony Stark is all shook up because of all the destruction that he witnessed and the alien invasion and all that crap. And
I figured that'll lead to his drinking and his alcohol abuse, because that's a really famous story arc in the Demon in a Bottle stuff from the comics, which is a really cool thing. So I was hoping to see that translate into the movies. I'm looking forward to Ant-Man and the Wasp, which is the next Marvel movie, because I love Paul Rudd. So to see him in another Ant-Man movie, I'm stoked for that. But I'm hyped for Avengers. It comes out this weekend, and I'll see it at some point. Maybe not with the hipster crowd, but I'll get to it at some point, because I want to see it.
Well, with that being said, let's go ahead and bring this one home.
Yeah, you know where to find us on the Twitter and the Twitches. We do want to thank you all for tuning in, either on Facebook or on Twitch. We're going to try to get them on both places going forward, so we can get more eyeballs on this. Tell people you saw this, get the word out. We're just freelance guys doing this for fun right now. We want this to be our full-time gig. We want this to be our career. So you can say you knew us when. So I am Jeff Roth.
And I'm Dave the Watchman. Thanks.
And don't forget to tune in nerdbacon.com, Twitch.tv/nerdbacon, Jeff Roth, Dave the Watchman on Twitter, and we will see you guys. Same here, same bacon time, same bacon channel. Stay game tasty.
See you later, everyone. Have a good night.